Newton's third law teaches us that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And this is certainly true for pro-slavery and anti-slavery sentiments in the antebellum United States. Now, antebellum means before the war, the big war, the Civil War. So, in a previous video, I already discussed the turn of the South in the 1820s and 1830s away from a kind of meandering, gradual shift towards the end of slavery, towards a staunch pro-slavery position, and how they justified this on moral grounds and political grounds and economic grounds, and the role that Southern Christianity played in perpetuating this shift. Meanwhile, you have an equal and opposite reaction in the North. You have the birth of this abolition movement in the United States. And this is going to be equally founded in Christianity. This time, that really Protestant Northern Christianity. This idea that slavery is in direct opposition to the teachings of Jesus Christ. So it's religiously motivated. One of my best examples of this is Maria Stewart. Maria Stewart is a black woman in the antebellum United States, and she is one of the very first female lecturers that we know of, because women weren't supposed to be lecturing in public in this time. But she undergoes this remarkable religious conversion where she actually details how God calls her to this work. And she goes and gives a series of lectures between 1832 and 1833, morally condemning slavery, making religiously toned arguments against slavery. Now, clearly the public doesn't love this, considering who she is, but her speeches are reprinted by William Lloyd Garrison. They live on. William Lloyd Garrison being that other very famous abolitionist who starts an anti-slavery newspaper, The Advocate, and who starts the American Anti-Slavery Society in 1833, which rapidly spreads across the United States. Other key figures in this are the Grimke sisters. The Grimke sisters are actually cotton heiresses from the South who undergo a conversion to abolitionism on the basis of their religious ideals. Again, that slavery is contrary to the gospel of Jesus Christ. So they will become public lecturers. Again, women are becoming public lecturers on the basis of abolitionism and women's suffrage, because these movements are really of one mind in this early period. They'll split later, but here the women's movement and the abolition movement begin to work together. So, all the South can see here is the North becoming as rapidly abolitionist as the South has become rapidly pro-slavery. But that's not the full story. You can be anti-slavery and not be an abolitionist, and that's what's happening in the North. The North is becoming anti-slavery, but not necessarily abolitionist. For example, you'll have manufacturers who are, in theory, anti-slavery, but who don't want to see cotton production decrease and are therefore not abolitionists. So they're kind of a split mind here, and that's really the uphill battle for these abolitionists, is getting the North to become abolitionists and not simply anti-slavery. And that shift never really happens before the Civil War.